Hello and welcome to Hard Line Rugby, the channel focusing on rugby union in the Americas. This weekend had many close games, with the 10 teams playing, each vying for those precious playoff spots. Some teams looked to secure their standing, while more teams fell out of contention for their conference's top 2 places. This is a review of Major League Rugby 2021 Round 15. New York returned to Lupo Family Field, this time to face Toronto, as they looked to cement their standing in the Eastern playoffs. The Arrows had the first score with a penalty, but thanks to the driving maul, Hanko Germishes was able to get the first try for the Roosters. As New York looked to push for a second try, the ball was dropped and collected by Toronto. As Taylor Adams raced down the wing, he was able to offload to Joaquin Tuculet as the Argentinian scored the try to reclaim the lead. The Roosters looked to get back in front, and when the ball was passed out to Apanisa Kakabalavu, he was judged to have scored in the corner. However, to anyone with functioning vision, it was clear that he had knocked the ball on, and didn't even ground the ball. Nevertheless, without TMO to check, the try stood. With the momentum on their side, Rooney went again. With the Toronto defence all out of sorts, Quinn Nawadi was able to offload to Ben Foden, with the English veteran able to twist his body over for the try. It got worse for the home side when Benjamin Bonasso was able to find a gap and race through. The humid weather, as well as the fatigue of playing away from home, left the Arrows desperately running back in vain, as Bonasso scored a 7-pointer, securing the bonus point. With the clock in the red, New York found themselves on the defensive, as the Arrows pressed to keep themselves in the game. A small gap was all Mike Sheppard needed to charge over and score a 7-pointer of his own. After the break, it was a carbon copy try for New York, as driving maul got Germishes over for another try. At the hour mark, a New York clearing kick found its way into Toronto hands. When Tuculet realised he wouldn't be able to score, he passed to Mitch Richardson, who was able to dot the ball down and get his team into bonus point range. Although there was time remaining, neither team was able to score afterwards. Even with a dubious try, Rooney were the better team on the day, as their bonus point win keeps them in second place. The Arrows have a lot of tired bodies, as their never-ending road trip keeps dragging on. New Orleans travelled out to Union Point to face New England in their fortress home. The first score went the way of the Free Jacks, as Bowden Walker nailed a penalty to get his side on the scoreboard. When the Gold's Dino Waldron caused an infringement at the breakdown, he was sent to the sin bin, and Walker stepped up again for another penalty. A third penalty also slotted between the posts, as Walker's boot put New England a full score ahead of the visitors. In the second half, New Orleans turned it around. A driving maul from the line-out pushed the Gold over the line, with Pat O'Toole being the player to get the score. 7 minutes later, the visitors took the lead. A great break brought the Gold sprinting into the Free Jacks half. The ball was passed out to Joel Tikoisuva, who looked to be running in, only for Harry Barlow to tackle him into touch. However, Barlow's tackle was judged to have been too high, and so the Gold were awarded a penalty try. With 8 minutes left after New England conceded the penalty, Carl Mayer stepped up to produce a monster kick, getting 3 points and being able to deny the hosts a losing bonus point. Despite some aggravated efforts, neither side was able to add to their totals for the rest of the game. The Gold end the streak of home wins in Weymouth as they cruise to victory. The loss for the Free Jacks puts them in a dangerous position and almost out of playoff contention. Back home at the Aviva Stadium, Houston welcomed Utah, with the visitors looking for another win on the road. With play being even for the first 14 minutes, it was a sudden change that got the home side to a good start. Viramu Diki Lardi spotted space on the blind side and dashed over to score the first try of the game. 4 minutes later, and the Warriors got a score of their own. As Utah broke into Houston's 22, careful offloading got the ball to John Whippy on the wing, as he pinned down for the try. Seconds from halftime, the SABERCATS became a man down, when Jeremy Lannert used an illegal shoulder drive and was yellow carded. Utah pushed for another score, and with the man advantage, they were illegally held from the line, and so were awarded a penalty try. There was no score in the second half until the game reached its final quarter. With the Warriors pushing for the try line once more, the ball was thrown out to Mika Kruse. Although tackled, he was able to get his body into position to add another try for the visitors. With the game already won, Utah went searching for the try bonus point. They encroached into the Houston try line using the pick-and-go method until Yuri Van Buren was able to muscle over, getting the try and ensuring Utah left with 5 match points. Not a comeback, but a win all the same for the Warriors. Another loss for the SABERCATS, but their first try at home since round 10. For the second game at the Snake Pit, Atlanta welcomed DC, with both teams seeking to get a win to boost their playoff chances. ATL were the first to get a try as they rushed towards Old Glory's line, with Marco Jans van Rensburg being the one to get the ball down. The home side were able to score again not long after. When the driving maul was held back, the ball was passed into the field. After certain options were stopped short, a push under the post looked fruitful, with Vickers Groenewald being the one to get the job done and score the 7-pointer. A penalty from Bautista Ezcurra extended Atlanta's lead further. 5 minutes later, ATL made a costly mistake. Jeremy Misalego committed a high tackle and was sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes. With the man advantage, DC attacked the line. As the defence was sucked in, the ball was passed out, and when it reached Stratton Palamo, he cannoned over to score the try for his side. However, the Rattlers regrouped and galvanised with the odds against them. As halftime drew nearer, a crossfield kick found the ball on the wing before a pass inside to Austin White allowed him to crash over for another try. Back from the break and back to full strength, the home side looked to secure the bonus point. The driving maul was brought down, but Atlanta had the advantage. They didn't need it, as Mark O'Keefe ran onto a pass and was unstoppable as he grounded the ball for his team's 4th try. Another penalty, this time kicked by Kurt Coleman, brought ATL's total points over 30. With the clock in the red and the game out of their reach, DC made one last attempt at the try line. It was Josh Brown who muscled over for the consolation score. A thorough win for the Rattlers as they remain on top in the East. As for Old Glory, the road ends here. The loss eliminates them from the Eastern Conference Final. After one Gil team the previous week, another headed down to San Diego, with Austin making the trip to Torero Stadium. The first play came about in spectacular fashion. As it looked like the GILGRONIS would make inroads towards the try line, it was the Legion who were able to capitalise on a poor pass. It then fell to the pace of Thomas Morani to sprint out and head for the opposing try line. Although he made most of the distance, Connor Mooneyham brought him down, though Bjorn Basson was there to pick the ball up and score the first try of the game. The visitors were the next to score. Austin used a driving maul from the line-out to get them within inches of the line, before Hugh Roach peeled off and scored a try for his side. 9 minutes later, and AG struck again. From the scrum, the ball was passed out to Bryce Campbell, who managed to break through the tackler and over the line to bring the visitors into the lead. Once again, it looked as though Austin were in control as they made their way into San Diego's half, but again a pass found the hands of a Legionnaire. This time, Bjorn Masson intercepted and did all the work himself as he shot off down the pitch and into the try zone, to score a try to keep it even at the whistle. 2 minutes back from the sheds and it was San Diego's turn to make an error. Looking to turn the ball over, they set up a ruck on their try line. With the ball still in play, Jamie McIntosh dove over and grounded it. An unorthodox try, but a try nonetheless. At the hour mark, a charge down kick spelt doomed for the Legion. The AGs turned the ball over, and with momentum on their side, they made gains closer to the try line. Ruben de Haas received the offload, and with space in front got tackled, but not held, as he got over for the 4th try, and the bonus point. 9 minutes before the end, Austin sealed the win. Claiming the ball on the line-out, they pressed the San Diego defence further, until Lachlan McCaffrey threaded the eye of the needle and sniped under the post for the 7-pointer. The GILGRONIS claim a big win in their fight to make it to the playoffs. Although the Utah victory had already done the deed, this loss also eliminated San Diego from the Western Conference Final. In the only Sunday game, LA travelled up the Pacific Coast as Seattle hosted the fixture at Starfire Stadium. In the scorching temperatures, it was the Giltinis who were on fire. Playing from one side of the pitch to the other got the ball into the hands of Adam Ashe, who scored the first try of the game. LA scored again when John Ryberg powered through before offloading to Christian Rodriguez, who scored his first try in MLR as the visitors doubled the lead. With 6 minutes before half-time, the Giltinis really turned up the heat. After Rodriguez was brought down, the ball was passed to the opposite side of the pitch, where Ryan James came off his wing and onto the ball and over into the try zone. With seconds before the break, LA struck again. This time Billy Meeks charged at the line and broke through the tacklers to reach out and secure the bonus point with a 4th try. The second half did not have the best start for the visitors. Captain Dave Dennis was yellow carded for playing the man in the air, before Sitiveni Tamaivena was able to crash through the tacklers and over in the try zone to get the Seawolves' first score of the afternoon. 3 minutes later, LA went down to 13 men as JP Smith was sin-binned for a high tackle. Despite this handicap, they were able to secure a penalty, which was slotted by Luke Carty. However, before Dennis could return, Seattle were determined to score again. After AJ Alatimu broke the line, he offloaded to Connor McGill, who smashed over for the try. Neither team was able to score again, as the hot conditions made it difficult for either side. Another commanding victory from the Giltinis, who edged closer to a conference final at home. A few flashes of brilliance from the Seawolves, but it was too little, too late.
The league, the top team of the Eastern Conference, Atlanta, heads up there to Zion's Bank in round 17, and then LA up to the Beehive Stadium round 18.
Teo to Williams. Boyer tries to intervene. The Warriors, though, will find the answer on the opposite end. Josh Whippy with the punctuation. Nick Boyer was the last chance to put a halt to this one. The scrum half almost intervenes.
And that's what Teo's able to do. So Teo inside, all these people there, everyone focusing on Teo, gets it through, another pass out, you take another look. Basket to Teo, all the focus on the USA Eagle, gets it to Williams, a beautiful offload from Lance Williams, and then an outstanding pass from Bailey Wilson, the youngest captain in Major League Rugby. Whippy, all he has to do is dot it down.
These are my predictions for round 16. What are your predictions for round 16? And what was your favourite match of round 15? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification to stay up to date on all the videos for Hard Line Rugby. As always, my name is Stuart, and thanks for watching.